Tuesday, right here on Morning Cafe. We're discussing how you uptaking matters. Insurance is very key, even as you're also doing your planning for your finances. You probably earn, let's say, 50,000. How much of this, how much of the percentage of insurance is taken up in your salary? And you really need to make sure that you hesabu yote mingianas. Don't worry. This morning we have an expert just for you to analyze and understand your finances. Anthony Mwangi is an insurance expert, has been with us. So, Mr. Mwangi, even as we continue this whole conversation, because before we were talking about young people in the gig economy who don't have formal kind of employment. But then on the flip side, people who have a formal employment, at the end of the day, they see the slip from what were finances, and naona the kind of cover insurance imekatwa from their salary. Even as they really want to ensure that for matters wealth protection, into their sunset years, how much of my salary and what percentage of my salary should be cut, it divert you into insurance?
Good. I think that's very, very pertinent question in the sense that one, there is no straight answer, yes and no. One, it depends on where you are in life and what you are doing. For instance, if you have been living the first lane of life, you on a 6-digit salary, perhaps that is how you'd also want to retire. Even if not 6, perhaps at 5-digit salary or better. And therefore, as you make your planning, planning for the retirement and for future and everything else, you therefore need to ask yourself. For instance, the law requires us we give 6%, NHIF and whatever NSSF and what have you. But you may want to say no, I don't want to deduct 6%. I think I can afford to live within my means, so I want mine increased to 15% for the next several years. Perhaps let's say you are a young person at 30 or thereabout. So the kids as you're growing or you are getting into family, so you can actually afford to spend a little bit more. I know that Subaru is waiting somewhere, but you can say, okay, fine, I may not want my Subaru this very year, but I can drive something else. But in the meantime, instead of now having to contribute the compulsory 6% by government, let me my investment be 20%. Now, what that will mean, and especially like I said, now we have very good schemes that are actually compounding your money, is that you put that money today with the belief that if for instance, the inflation rate is 10%, you need therefore to be slightly above the 10%, so that your money is not lost. Okay. Therefore, if for instance, we are, I think now our inflation rate may be somewhere below 10, this may be about 7 or so, yeah, 7 point something. You need to start contributing at 10%, so that you are above average, above inflation. Okay. Otherwise, if you then contribute 5%, it means even in today's economy, my money cannot buy you some things. Therefore, you need to contribute slightly higher, so that as, let's say, there is a bit of a problem in the economy or it improves, you continue growing with that inflation rate. You always make sure that at least you are 1 or 2% above the inflation rate. That way, it means that at any given time, even when you are not working, your money will continue being able to take you at exactly the same position you were 5 years ago. But if you have been contributing below inflation rate, then it means now it's 10%, you have been contributing at 5%. You cannot buy the same things that you used to buy 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So I think that should be the kind of the mark, the kind of decision that one need to make. But let's be factual and realistic. Not everybody have that leeway to be able to actually contribute 20%. I would say start where you are. And I will start say where you are, because you may then say, since I am now not able to contribute above the inflation cost, then I would rather just then enjoy the money. No. I think start from where you are.
And that's where I was heading, because a number of people watching us this morning, and weekly on Tuesday, we always tell them, take out your calculator so that you also understand how your finances look like.
Yes.
a majority of people, particularly in the formal sector, either in the private or public sector, would earn rangely between 30,000